I'm Kelly with thesuburbansoapbox.com, and today we are making the ultimate sheet pan dinner. This easy baked cod is baked on a sheet pan with your veggies and a butter garlic sauce that is simply amazing. Everything is so simple to prepare just on one pan, leaving cleanup after dinner a breeze. Let's get started. First, I want to talk about the veggies. So basically, this is a no rules dinner. You can choose basically any vegetable that you'd like. Sometimes I like to use a yellow squash or zucchini. Green beans work really well too, or asparagus. This is fantastic for picky families. So my son is a very picky eater. He eats basically nothing, but he will eat fish and he will eat some zucchini, and that's about it. So I try to mix in things that the other family members like we love asparagus and green beans, so I throw them on the pan too. It just kind of adds to the elevation of flavors, if you will. So to get started, we are simply going to cut up our zucchini. So I'm just going to cut off the ends of the zucchini. And then cut it in half, lengthwise. You just want the pieces to be manageable and not too big so everything cooks evenly. And then we're just going to slice it up. And again, make sure that all of your pieces are cut pretty uniformly so you don't have one piece of zucchini that's slightly raw and the other one is mushy. That's not good eats. Simply break off the ends of your asparagus. The ends are really tough and sometimes they don't cook through. You can also peel them with a vegetable peeler. I just like to break them off. And then you can actually use the ends, freeze them, and then you can use them to make soup or stock. Try not to waste too many things in the kitchen. And that should be good for the asparagus. So now that we have all of our veggies trimmed and cut, we're going to lay everything out on the baking sheet. And basically what you want to do is make sure everything is in a single layer so that it bakes evenly. And what I like to do is layer all the veggies on the baking sheet first and then place the fish in amongst the veggies. There's no reason why I do it that way. You can certainly put the fish down first, but I just feel like that works better. What I do try to avoid is placing the fish directly on the veggies because those individual pieces of vegetables are really going to absorb any of that fish flavor, and some people don't really like the fish flavor, although they do like fish, so I try to avoid that at all costs. So we're just basically going to scatter all of the veggies on. So now we're going to make the garlic butter sauce, and that is super simple to make. So I started off with a little bit of melted butter, and then I'm going to put a little bit of lemon zest into that butter. It just adds a little more punch than just regular lemon juice. And just be careful that you don't get the white part of the lemon, you're just getting the yellow rind. And you only need about half a teaspoon of the lemon zest. And then we're going to squeeze in a little bit of lemon juice. And it's okay if you get the seeds in there because they'll just fall to the bottom of the pan. A little bit of lemon juice. And then I like to use some Italian seasoning just to give it a little bit more flavor. A little bit of salt. Some fresh cracked pepper. And then give it a little whisk. And while we are using a butter sauce, and that does have some added fat to it, I like to use a little bit of olive oil as well, because the olive oil will help make sure that the butter doesn't burn in the oven if it hits a really high temperature. So that could happen, but if you just sprinkle with a little bit of olive oil and then drizzle your butter sauce on, you should be good to go. And now drizzle the butter sauce. And then you're going to give them a quick toss with your hands just to make sure everything is coated. Next, I like to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese. It just adds a nice salty flavor. And just sprinkle that all over your fish and your veggies. And that's it. That's all it takes to assemble it. Now let's put it in the oven. To bake your cod, preheat your oven to 425 degrees. Place your cod in the oven and bake for 15 to 20 minutes. And allow it to cool for a couple minutes. Drizzle with fresh lemon juice. Garnish with fresh lemon slices. And sprinkle with fresh parsley. See how easy that was to make the most amazing one-pan dinner. Buttery, sweet, tender, and juicy. This is the best baked cod you will ever make. For the full recipe and tips, visit thesuburbansoapbox.com. And if you liked this video, please be sure to share it.